Saint Vincent, land so beautiful, with joyful hearts we pledge to thee our loyalty and love, and vow to keep you ever free. Whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us through. I ruin our fear, and blessed are your mountains, high so clear and green, a home to me. Though I may stray, a heaven comes serene. Whatever future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us through. Our little sister islands are the gems, the lovely grenadines upon their seas, and golden sands the sunshine ever beam. Whatever future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us through. Please take your seats. A while ago, Minister Stevens had to remind me that it was not Luciano Pavarotti, but was Nigel Joseph. Please, I'll come to your classes. The Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, Mr. Frederick Stevenson, Minister of the Public Service, Consumer Affairs and Sports, Mr. Curtis King, the Minister of Education, permanent secretaries, directors, public servants, members of the constabulary, welcome to Heritage Square to celebrate with us. A week of activities leading up to Public Service Day on June 23rd. Since 2002, the United Nations has designated June 23rd every year to be World Public Service Day, where we recognize public servants for their hard work, for their dedication, and for their commitment to national development. And at this time, we have decided, we in the Public Sector Reform Unit in the ministry, we have decided that we are going to execute a week of activities leading up to World Public Service Day, which falls on Sunday, June 23rd. So when you see us marching through the streets of Kingstown this morning, it is to celebrate the beginning of that week of activities. And we're really happy that you public servants have come out in your numbers. It is your time. It is our time. And we must celebrate and recognize each other for the service that we give each day. as the program goes on, I'll let you know what comes on each day of this week. But at this time, I'm going to ask Minister Stevenson to address you. Please welcome Minister Stevenson as he comes.
Let me take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Gonsalves, among us here this morning. Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Elvis Charles, my cabinet colleague, Minister of Education, Curtis King, Mrs. Okolo John Patrick, permanent secretaries and heads of department within the public service here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all the public servants, their various capacities and roles within the public service, members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, friends, well-wishers, the staff within the Public Sector Reform Unit in the Ministry of the Public Service, Consumer Affairs and Sports, members of the media, pleasant good morning to all. Today we are here at Heritage Square as part of a week of activities to celebrate Public Service Week 2024. And before I go any further, I think it is fitting for me to recognize the outstanding work of all the public servants here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I want us to put our hands together for all our public servants. You continue to do an extremely wonderful job, sometimes in very difficult circumstances. And as the Minister of the Public Service, I want again to say a very hearty thank you on behalf of the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Ministry of the Public Service, Consumer Affairs and Sports, through the Public Sector Reform Unit, joins with the rest of the world in celebrating the United Nations Public Service Day 2024. And you heard Mr. Charles said that the Public Service Day is on Sunday, this Sunday coming. It was in 2002 that the United Nations General Assembly officially declared June 23rd as Public Service Day through the adoption of Resolution 57-277. The aim of this is to recognize public servants for their hard work and dedication in keeping the machinery of government running smoothly and well-oiled. This year, we are celebrating under the theme, Fostering Innovation and Amid Global Challenges, a public service sector perspective. To this end, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has joined with other nations in realizing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and is striving to navigate through increasingly fragile and unforeseen circumstances. Thus, our public sector institutions are actively cultivating innovative solutions and embracing forward-thinking mindsets to effectively address both current and future challenges. Some of the global challenges being faced are climate change, public health crises, economic instability, digital transformation, geopolitical tensions, just to name a few. Our public service is continuing to respond to these various innovations in policy making, public-private partnership, funding and investment, regulations and standards, and capacity building. Various ministries and departments have developed and are conceptualizing programs and projects to foster innovation, to keep the machinery of government moving efficiently and effectively, to build this beautiful nation called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Some of these strategies are done by leveraging technologies, having a sustainable focus, and engaging citizens in every aspect of their work and more. This year's theme is so fitting as countries strive to realize the 2030 UN goals to achieve sustainable development amid fragile and uncertain conditions. We salute the public servants on whose broad shoulders lies the responsibility of these achievements. It is with gratitude I remind you that your work has greatly impacted the lives of every community and society and all people of this nation state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And again, I thank you for your tremendous work as public servants here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I highlight the global challenges and opportunities you face in implementing policies and programs to promote sustainable development. I encourage you to continue to be innovative and collaborative to improve public service, to improve the public service delivery, and to encourage young persons to pursue careers in the public service. In order to achieve stronger and more effective public service institutions, we call on you to stay the course, to stay focused, to be more adaptive, anticipating, inclusive, and agile. The public servants here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have and continues to do tremendous work throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And again, as we celebrate Public Service Week, I want to thank you and I want to applaud you for your efforts that you do on a daily basis. Today, I'm happy that we are here. I'm happy to see the turnout of our public servants for this march and this small rally. Let us continue to be a public service that would encourage young persons who are leaving secondary schools and universities, encourage them to be a part of the public service and to join the public service as their first choice of job opportunities. May God continue to bless you, the public servants here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to bless the people of this beautiful land of ours. And may we continue to celebrate during this week of activities. I thank you.
And that was Minister Stevenson, the minister charged with the responsibility of managing the public service, consumer affairs, and sports. Before I call on the Honorable Prime Minister, please let me recognize Mr. McNeil Ellis. And I'll just say here, Inspector McNeil Ellis. And I'm proud to say he was one of my students. And one of these days you're going to hear him preach. So we look forward to that. At this time, let me welcome the Honorable Prime Minister to address you.
Mr. Chairman, Cabinet colleagues, public servants, and specially invited guests. First of all, I think it is an important feature in the annual calendar for the public service to have a week of activities to enable them in a number of different ways to reflect on their own role within the structure of government and to see in what ways possibly we can improve the functioning of the public service. In our Westminster Whitehall system of government, and it's called Westminster Whitehall because the political system is an imitation from the British Westminster system, and the Whitehall referring to the evolution of a professional civil service. In this particular structure and system of government, we have an elected democracy. There's a parliament, there's a government, there's a cabinet, there is a judiciary, and there is a professional public service which has its rules and functions determined by the laws of the land, the constitutional framework and the laws of the land. And it's important to note that in our system of government, although the ministers are responsible to Parliament for the functioning of the government, the specific accounting officers in relation to the expenditure of government resources, the accounting officers are the permanent secretaries or head of department if you have an autonomous department, like the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the Registrar of the High Court, the magistracy, and the like. But you take the big spending ministries, Transport and Works, Education, Health, the permanent secretaries are the accounting officers. And that has a particular meaning in the law of the land. In other words, they are the ones to ensure that expenditure of government resources is conducted within the framework of the appropriation of Parliament for the expenditure of those resources and in accordance with the Finance Administration Act and the rules made thereunder. And from the moment you reach it at that level, everything which is happening in a subordinate manner takes its cue from the importance of the permanent secretary as accounting officers. Now, the nature of the public service has changed over the years, and particularly the functioning of the public service. In the old colonial period, the public service was concerned certainly prior to the Second World War or prior to the constitutional devolution of authority more and more to elected parliamentarians. The public service was concerned largely with the collection of taxes, the maintenance of public order, and the provision of a limited set of services in education, in health, in social welfare, and the like. But as popular democracy grew and as modernity took hold, and as the demands from the population increased, the public service, while continuing its traditional functions, and those traditional functions had to be carried out in a different manner, but nevertheless within the legal framework, but were additional functions to be performed. And as in biology, structure follows function. And as new functions arose, new structures evolved within the public service to take care of those new functions. For example, in the period approaching independence and after independence, the government assumed a larger role in the economy than hitherto, for the management and direction of the economy, even though what we have is a tripartite economy with the private sector, the cooperative sector, and the state sector. Increasingly, the state began to play a role in the ownership of resources, but importantly in the facilitation of economic activity and laying the ground rules. And as a consequence, new sets of institutions had to be created within the public service and as statutory bodies or state companies to carry out specific functions involved in the ownership and management of economic resources. And as these functions are altered, or the conduct of traditional functions in new ways, a greater demand for high quality training and education came at the fore of an agenda for a developmental public service. And we have seen the expansion of that training, and particularly since the 21st century through the education revolution. And there are particular specialities which we have had to encourage in order to put the public service in a more professional way in determining what is to be done and how it is to be done. Oftentimes, I don't think that enough of the public servants have appreciated these changes which are taking place in the public service. But nevertheless, despite the changes, the fundamentals remain that you have to function within the framework of the Constitution and the law of the land. You can't do it off the fly of your trousers or of your skirt. You have to do it in organized ways, and always for looking for opportunities to create additional value for the public. And by and large, overwhelmingly, I consider that the public servants have been doing a good job. Naturally, in a public service with 6,000 persons, you're going to expect unevenness in the deliveries by particular public servants. I also am aware that as the public service has grown larger, opportunities for advancement, individual advancement, those opportunities have increased. But I appreciate it can be frustrated sometimes for some public servants who do not consider that they are advancing at the particular speed at which they expect to be advanced. And one of the things I want to suggest is that public servants, particularly recent graduates, to have an appreciation that a university degree in whatever discipline doesn't make you an authority in that particular subject area. What the university degree does is to provide you with a certain body of analytic tools and scientific methodologies to approach problem solution. First of all, the analysis of the problems and the provision of solutions. It is not because you could write a paper and get an A on a subject with your university professor that it means necessarily you're an expert on that subject when you enter the public service. Because there are lots of things to learn. What the degree does is to give you the tools to help you to learn faster than you would have been able to learn hitherto. And I speak in this regard as a professional of many, many years. This month is 50 years since I got my PhD. And when I got my PhD, you know, I would feel that I had, as a man still in my 20s, that I knew what it was about. But life and living and experiences and further reading and study tell you the extent to which you did not know as much as you thought you knew. And I think that you have to begin to approach the issues not from the standpoint of waiving your certificates or waiving your degree. Even as you get remuneration for your degree, that what you have to be concerned about is the outputs which you are delivering. The deliverables, because at the end of the day, if you are only bright in your head, it has no real social or functional utility if it remains in your head. It has to be applied and delivered in the real world. I'm talking very practical things which I see happening over the whole course of in the public service. One of the things I want to urge the senior public servants about: give the younger public servants a hearing and an opportunity for them to bring perspectives to you which you perhaps did not consider. I will tell you, my cabinet on a weekly basis is like an advanced university seminar with a bundle of fresh ideas come in, and people have to study. But government is not a continuing university seminar. Because if it's a continuing university seminar, you will talk the subject until thy kingdom cometh, until the cows come home. Decisions have to be made. And often the decisions have to be made with information which is not perfect, but which is the best which is available at the particular point in time. And persons who bring other perspectives to the table are always helpful. And people who want to see solutions rather than to be in love with problems. You know, what I don't want to see with the public service getting involved with is being in love with the problems and being a source of griping and complaints. You do that, you're not going to get a lot done. And we have to avoid that. There's enough of that on Facebook and other forms of platforms. We need to ensure that we address the practical problems which are facing us. To take account of all the circumstances which exist. And then the public service must avoid being essentially an army in occupation. You just don't sit on your hands and do nothing. There are some who do that, unfortunately. And those who do very little work, very often, are those who complain the most. I don't live on Mars, you know. I know what's happening. I have a sense of what is taking place. And it's the requirement of the leaders in the public service to ensure that we can motivate people and to draw out of people what is good in them, what is of quality in them. I know that sometimes promotions may appear to be unfair. And where this has taken place, you should indicate it to your permanent secretary. I want to tell you this from my standpoint. I have absolutely nothing to do with anybody who gets promoted from junior clerk to senior clerk to executive officer, senior executive officer, assistant secretary, senior assistant secretary. I don't get involved in those things. What the Constitution reposes in me is in relation to permanent secretaries and heads of department. And I can't tell the Public Service Commission who to hire as a permanent secretary. But I can tell them who not to hire as a permanent secretary. So if there are 5 people and you suggest A and B and I say no, you can't send those names forward. And I may exhaust you until you reach number 5, which is the one I want. But blame me if the permanent secretary who is appointed is not doing his or her job properly. And you can say, well, Ralph, you gave the advice to John Brown to be permanent secretary and not Mary Jones. But if you ask me, I can give you the reasons why I prefer John Brown to Mary Jones. I may not be right, but I can give you a rational basis upon which I acted, which is very important. In relation to your engagement with the public, I know sometimes it's frustrated for you. Sometimes some members of the public come to you and are not respectful and they start to curse you and you immediately get very angry with them. I urge on you a patience and a calm. And very often, most of the times, you can disarm individuals with being helpful and to explain properly to them. What I'm talking to you about are simple verities. And I didn't want today to take up my time to explain something highfalutin. but to address in the way in which a man who has been leading the government for the last 23 years, on the basis of my knowledge and my experience, I can highlight some critical issues. Not all of them, because if I do all of them, you will not get away here today. And I know I have spoken long enough to command your attention. If I go on longer, I would lose you. I know that. Because I don't have M&M to play some music in between to bring you back and refresh, like if it's a political rally. This one is I'll get Darren Andrews to come with his music, or Rodney Small and so on. But I am here basically to tell you that I'm with you. I'm always looking out for the interests of the public servants. We invest in a lot of money in the training of the public servants. I want to tell you that if you have accommodation which is not of the best, advise me, write me a letter, and I will set about to improve the situation. I know there's unevenness in the quality of accommodation, and we can't have a situation where people are in buildings where you have mold. Some of these buildings were not insulated for having AC. You have AC and you have a problem where the building is not properly insulated for AC, you're going to end up with mold. It's just a fact of life, fact of the environment. The hot air is coming in, the cold air is going out, and in between, when they meet, is a physical situation for the creation of mold, which can be dangerous for your health. And depends on the level, particularly dangerous. So we need to sort out all of these things on an ongoing basis. A lot of public servants, again, a lot of training, a lot of free education you're getting. In fact, it has become so easy now to get a university degree and the support for university education that everybody considers it their right. And I have no problem with that. I always say, you do your part, I will do my part. Get your entrance qualifications, and we'll provide the support. This year, we are providing $45 million for post-secondary and secondary education. Just the number which we provide for the police force itself, not involving Coast Guard or the fire. And we're providing a similar number of 45 million for the running of the hospital services. So it's a lot of money we are investing in the young people for their post-secondary and secondary education. And I wanted to take advantage of all of that. You notice we are modernizing the economy. We are seeking to make it many-sided, more competitive, and to make it not only local, but regional and global. To add value, and I know sometime in an earlier period, it took you a little while to see whether this vision is one which you should embrace. And I think as it's happening now on all fronts, you see now the vision is coming together, and that I'm sure that you will give it even greater support than you have given it in the past. I want to say one thing in relation to COVID. I know a small number of persons left the public service because they were not prepared to take the requirement. Not a large number, a small number. Same thing in the teaching profession. When you hear people talk, almost 100% of the public servants, almost 100% of the police complied with the requirement. The teachers, a little less than that number, but still overwhelmingly, 90-odd% of the teachers complied. Look, we had a decision to make to target areas of the public service where people got in close contact with other people at a time when a lot of people were dying, and to make sure that we could contain the spread of COVID while at the same time providing vital services for the continuation of the government and for activities in the country. That particular decision is up before the Court of Appeal. But it's quite a while now I have been saying to everybody, as a teacher, as a police, as a civil servant, nothing has stopped you from coming back for your job. And I have said that for over 2 years now. It's happening over and over again. In fact, 3 years now. Many persons have availed themselves of that opportunity. Some persons have not. I'm saying to you all the time, it's never too late, because I have an open heart full with lots of love, and I don't want to see anybody disadvantaged in any particular manner. I make that point again today. Always. If you believe the propaganda about Ralph, I'm a devil with horns. You know what I mean? I'm the worst possible individual. Well, in your heart, you know that is not so. Those who seek to paint me with that kind of a broad brush, they have one purpose: to see the end of Ralph as Prime Minister. But the most I can do is to function in the same open manner I've always functioned. And a lot of men want to line up for my work. You know? But right-thinking people in this country and let us work together in our respective roles under the Constitution and the laws of our country for the best of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Okay. The Prime Minister has just made his address and is now leaving us. But I'd like to tell you about some of the activities of the Public Sector Reform Unit. I want to tell you about things that we would do during this week for the public servants. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have what we call the internship program. Public servants would go to different ministries or departments for 2 days to interact with those workers. They're going to stay there. They're going to learn new things about the different ministries. And so far every year, there are many public servants who have really signed up for this program because they want to know about the activities of other ministries and departments. So on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we have recognition of all public servants. Recognition of all public servants. Some have reached significant milestones in their service. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years, and so. And we want to recognize you. So your ministry or your department would recognize you for your hard work and your dedication. I know each has planned its own set of activities, so there's nothing the same. Some have planned more elaborate activities to recognize you, and we are really happy that you public servants would be recognized. On Friday, a big day, where we have the public service speaking competition. And this is getting bigger every year, where public speakers from different ministries vie for trophy, cash prizes, and other tokens. And I can tell you, these public speakers are very enthusiastic. Their coaches are confident. And we want you to join us at the NIS conference room from 1 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. We are going to finish in time so that you can, those of you who have to catch your transportation, you would not be grumbling. You would have enough time. Then on Saturday, that's a day that we would call it not a rest day, but a day to reflect. Because on Sunday, we have public servants all over St. Vincent and the Grenadines attending church. And your church, your minister, and your brethren and sisters in the churches would recognize you, would pray for you. However, some of us would go to the Kingstown Baptist Church. So those of you around Kingstown who want to join us can join us at the Kingstown Baptist Church. But do remember that if you live in Sandy Bay or Georgetown or Bayaboo, we have written to the different churches so they would incorporate activities to recognize you on Sunday. I know many of you you wonder, what are the activities of various ministries and departments? At this time, you're going to learn a little more about ministries and departments. Who are we? What do we do? So we are going to ask education, the Ministry of Education, the representatives, to come on stage and to let you know about the ministry. And then legal, PMO, urban, get ready because your turn is next. So at this time, let me call the Ministry of Education.
I saw me granny say, in a me dream, me see me granny in a lush green field. And if you see Pickney Rungchi, this sight was so surreal. Small Pickney, big Pickney, Pickney of all ages. Plenty big people too, learning at different places.
In a me dream, me see me granny talk about power and education, emphasizing access and quality from pre-primary to university. She stressed the opportunity for boys and for girls too. Yes, she declared technical, vocational, tertiary. All of this, she said, in every
But sometimes me granny voice bellow through the field like an echo through a cave. Like when them talk about inclusion and that get them in a rave. She said every child and young person must be included without exception.
Yes.
Cause it's only by empowering the young people we could build a better nation.
Me granny say gender equality, literacy and numeracy, we must keep in our heart. But with enough scholarship and qualified teacher, I know we don't make a good start.
Yes.
She says skills for job and entrepreneurship, we must always impart. And sustainable development, knowledge too, she say we must work smart.
Granny done live she life. learn so much and come back to me in my dream. She shared knowledge and pour all she had, and now left it up to you.
Education is the key to unlock we potential.
And that what me granny say.
The foundation for a better society.
And there's simply no other way. As so me granny say. Thank you.
Well, if Granny says so, Grandpa says so too. So I ain't leaving out Grandpa. That was lovely. So now we are going to welcome the Ministry of Legal Affairs. We call them legal. Are you ready? So let's welcome legal.
Yeah, legal.
Good morning. Good morning. We are the Ministry of Legal Affairs, the peace, justice, and strong institution. So sit back, relax as we are performing a skit showcasing what we do.
Mother, it done 8 o'clock and up to now nobody can reach and it will still be time 4 o'clock then gone, eh? Wait till we hear about them. Morning. When me notice I say morning, nobody not answer. Me go sign in, eh? Public. I unpack my bag all the time. We will fix up my desk.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Me have board paper here. Me want to take your father name off because he man not mind the picnic.
Well, unfortunately, here don't do those stuff.
But they tell me that hey, if me come here, you'll be able to take the name off because me had them children here and it wasn't.
I'm hungry.
When me you hungry?
Make me hungry?
You see me look like a mobile shop. You have to wait until me done. You have to learn manners.
No, darling, here don't do those stuff.
So what me supposed to do?
I was told by my supervisor that for you guys, huh? No, friend here don't do those stuff.
So what me supposed to do?
I'm not sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You see you're embarrassment. You can't wait. You don't eat this morning, eh? You must learn to wait.
Mama, get what you help me hungry? Help me real hungry.
Ain't it right?
Good morning. I would like to do a special marriage.
Hello, good morning. Please hold on. Let me get that person who deal with that, okay? Good morning. How may I assist you?
Good morning. I would like to do a marriage, please.
Are you referring to the special marriage?
Yes, please.
So where's your significant other?
He's outside.
Is he a male or female?
He's a male.
Okay, so do you have the application?
Yes, please.
So I'm going to write up the receipt. So you're going to take the receipt to Treasury. The cost is $500. So make sure you have your money and everything. And you have to pay for stamps. The required stamps is $25.
Do you guys do online marriage?
Oh, yes, we do. The online marriage is mostly for persons who come into the country to get married.
Or like people who live by the Sandals Hotel?
Well, yeah, Sandals do sign in for persons, and they actually have, sometimes they have their marriage officers who they required. So here's your marriage license.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Well, if we have to send them to Treasury, they have to take a long walk. So.
Every minute people just call on the phone. I just feel to take off the phone and me fed up answer legal affairs phone. Anyways, me hear when people want. Hi, good morning. Hi. Hello. You see, people are not able to talk apart. People are not able to. Me hope them call again anyways. Me hope them call again. See, look, them call again. Good morning. No, hey, don't do those stuff. We only do. Excuse me, hold on. Let me tell you what we do. Hair do bots, we do that, and we do No, hair don't do those things. Excuse me. Please hold on. Hold on. Let me put you on. Hold on. Let me put you on.
Yeah.
You see, every minute that phone is a cut out of legal affairs. We need to tell her to bring some new phone up here because up to now we can't get some good phone.
We cannot rotate you. Well, give me money. You go back here.
Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, phone I ring again. Hello, good morning. This is the Ministry of Legal Affairs. So how can I help you today? No hair, don't do no stuff. For hair only the board, that's an some deed polls. Oh, okay. Thank you. Bye. Public too.
Time. Time. You know time. Talk about time. Wait till done 3:45. No, you have to say wait till done.
Anyway, me gone because we see time 4 o'clock and me can't bother wait a car, but come at after 9, so me gone.
Wait, I'm still there. Let me go pack up my bag and come leave, eh?
Yeah, that was legal. And one of the things that made me laugh, you can get married online. Couple of minutes, trip it, so. At this time, we're going to call on PMO, then Urban. You can come to the back of the stage. PMO, then Urban. Please welcome PMO.
How are we supposed to hold this up?
Who bring me here? Wait till the hear your morning. Aninoy. Today, we're proud to talk about the different departments under the Prime Minister's office. Each department play a crucial role and make sure we nation thrive through dedicated service and excellence.
First, you have to big up the general administration. Them a provide top service to every citizen by leading and coordinating government business smartly. Them a do this by carefully putting things in place and making sure watch over policies and programs in a transparent way.
Not talk about printry. Them yeah, dedicated to provide reliable and high quality printing and binding services. Our goal is to meet and exceed customer expectations and make sure print materials are at the highest standard.
The Public Information Network, I work hard to make and share information about government activities and programs. Our efforts and make sure the public stay well informed with government initiatives.
At the post-secondary and higher education play a vital role in keeping the quality of education in our nation, from application, recognition, registration, and accreditation. We work hard to make sure that we education institution are the highest quality so we pick them.
Lastly, the Argyle International Airport deliver a world-class airport experience through a dedicated workforce that enhances our reputation at aviation for the benefit of all of we. We does contribute plenty to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let how we recognize and appreciate our hard work and commitment to making we country a better place for everybody. Thank you.
Yes, I'm very confident that you're getting a better understanding of the work of each ministry and department. We now have the ministry dealing with urban development, and they said that they prefer we call them the urbanites. So let's welcome the urbanites on stage.
Pleasant good morning to everyone.
Who are we? In the heart of every progress, where city grows, our ministry stands with a radiant glow, fostering innovations in every lane amidst global challenges. In every we rise again. Sustainable energy, a beacon bright. Our goal guides us through the night. With renewable sources, the future breathes. In every what we conquer death.
With ports of promise and seas so wide, the Grenadines flourish with the tide. Sustainable cities, Goal 11's dream. Urban landscapes with a greener gleam. Infrastructure strong, resilient and grand. Goal 9 builds our nation's stand. In every bridge and every road, innovation's seeds are carefully sowed.
Local governance, hands that lead, crafting futures, sowing the seed. Community voices, strong and clear, in unity we cast aside fear.
Amidst the trials the world bestows, our spirit of progress forever grows. From seaports to skylines, dreams take flight. In every effort, we find our light. Our ministry's mission, a noble quest. Fostering innovations, we give our best. For in every challenge, opportunity lies. With sustainable goals, our future flies.
Who are we?
We are the young.
We
Who
are.
are we?
We are.
We are the Urbanites.
Thank you, Urbanites. And at this time, we are going to welcome the Ministry Tourism, Culture, Civil Aviation, and we're going to welcome them now on stage so you can understand a little better of what this ministry does.
This is who we are. This is who we are. We are the sound and rhythm of the nation. Calypso, soca, steel pan, the drums of Urumi, the dances of Urumi, the sound of Urumi. Yes, the drums of Urumi. Beat in our veins. We are the mountains, green with sustainability. We are the rivers flowing abundantly. We are the black beaches of St. Vincent, the crystal sea in the Grenadines, 32 islands and keys, the jewels entrusted into our hands. We are the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture. This is who we are. Thank you.
I know you're enjoying these little bits, but at this time we're going to break a little and we're going to invite the representative of V-Swift, Miss Harry, to speak to us. Please welcome the representative.
A pleasant good afternoon. Protocol already established. It is my pleasure to introduce V-Swift, or the Vinci Single Window for Trade. V-Swift is a component of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, or CARDTP. And to learn more about this project, you can visit the booth that's set up in the back. V-Swift is being implemented by the United Nations Conference for Trade and Development, or UNCTAD. It is an electronic platform that integrates all trade-related processes into a single streamlined system. It allows traders to submit all necessary documentation and information electronically through one portal that is accessible from anywhere at any time. Let us take a look at a scenario. Imagine a local business importing essential supplies for manufacturing. Under the current system, that business would need to fill out numerous forms, physically visit several government agencies, and wait for various approvals. This process could take days or even weeks, leading to delays, increased cost, and missed opportunities. It is time-consuming, slows down trade, and can be a barrier to business growth and economic development. V-SWIFT is about to change all that. Under the V-SWIFT, the same business can now submit all required documents online through the single window. This includes invoices, bills of ladings, licenses, permits, certificates, and any other necessary documentation. The system will automatically route the information to all relevant government agencies. This will significantly speed up the review and the approval process. Furthermore, V-SWIFT provides real-time updates on the status of submissions, allowing parties to keep track of the trading process at every stage. This level of transparency not only reduces uncertainty, but also contributes to greater accountability. Another significant benefit of V-SWIFT is its ability to facilitate better coordination among various agencies involved in trade. By having a unified platform, the 16 regulatory bodies involved in V-SWIFT can seamlessly share information, hence reducing redundancies and increasing speed and accuracy. On the 24th of June, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project will be officially launching the V-SWIFT implementation project. As we move forward with this exciting project, I encourage all stakeholders, that includes agencies, businesses, and trade professions, to embrace this new system and take full advantage of the opportunities it offers. V-SWIFT is not just a technological upgrade, it is a leap towards a more efficient, competitive, and dynamic trading environment. The success of V-SWIFT relies on our collective commitment to innovation and progress. With V-SWIFT, trade is safer, smarter, and faster. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harry. And very quickly, we are going to call on the Ministry of Transport. So transport and then the Ministry of Agriculture.
I have a plan, a grandiose design, a dream house near the ocean, delightfully mine. But what? Oh, I go need a road, a plan, and a van, inspection for me light, and a sun deck for me tan. I wish there was a place I could get all of this done. Well, look no further and stop wishing. Welcome to the Ministry of Transport and Works, Lands and Physical Planning.
Oh dear. Okay. At this time, we're going to call on the Ministry of Agriculture and then Ministry of National Security. The Ministry of National Security.
Come in, my friend.
Hey, my friend, what's going on?
A long time in a see
I know, right? What's up?
You look real good too now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amen.
It's the marriage breeze blowing on me.
Marriage.
Yes. Remember the friend I
say?
told you about?
Yes.
We got married. The guy from Nigeria.
Nigerian.
We got married.
So you get Nigerian man?
Yes.
And here now, we just give entry visa to, you know.
Really?
For bringing Nigerian nationals.
Well, that's exactly why I came to National Security, because I was told to check there because I want to bring him here to St. Vincent.
Yes, and hey, if you want to bring him, mommy, man, it's the online now, so you don't even have to leave your home. I will leave you with this farm in the meanwhile. But you see, when you want to bring him, mommy, man, it's the online, so you don't have to leave your home.
Okay, I'll go right there.
So, we're going to feel now, what are your plans when he come?
Well, you see, we'll spend a bit of time here when we get here, but we want to go Barbados and walk, you know.
Barbados?
Yeah, but you know, we might want a work visa, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
But my friend, we just give CSME certificates to carry come, if you want to go carry come countries work.
All them things that you all have?
Girl, yes, we just give CSME look a farm right here, and you get the CSME certificate.
So then I want you to work permit then?
No, man.
Okay, I like that.
But since you come, me not see a pie you live.
Girl, me the all way out there, no behind guard back, you know.
Behind guard back?
As them not send a old plan.
So you feel safe behind guard back?
Girl, not
well,
really,
hey now. Looky, the application, yeah, for your firearm license.
You have everything.
And that me tell you. So if you and me hear you have rich, you have lands, no?
Yes.
So you have to make sure you secure yourself.
Yes.
So if firearm application there, you have to make sure you secure yourself.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, so.
Girl, oh gosh, I don't know. So all of these things maritime, national security really offering?
Girl, yes, national security have a whole lot. We even in charge of Coast Guard. And the man of them who does give it justice and make we have peace in we country. The policeman of them. Man, we in charge of them there too. We in charge of electoral office, immigration. Never forget maritime.
You mean General and Maritime, the shipping agency?
No. In maritime administration, who does register the ships them in St. Vincent.
Wait. So you mean when the cruise ships come in, all the water taxis I see on the water?
My friend,
that is maritime?
Man, my friend, yes. All the national security. If we flag on them where you see in the movie, our Vincent flag where you see in the movie, pan the boat on them.
So all like Kevin Love video there so with the...
Man, all them, they're national security.
Okay. Nice.
And you know, people them who does tell we, but you know, rain can come over a weekend.
You mean
the Met Office out
so all
man,
them there?
all of national security.
I remember
the other day when suffer been blow and them tell her to run.
Yes, man.
Nemo all thing national security. Yes. Nemo all thing belong to it.
You learn stuff every day.
Yes.
Every day.
So if you want no more info, check your Rasta man down at number 13 booth pan the square.
You mean my friend to your front?
Yes, man. He go fix you up with the info then.
I like that.
But hey,
thank you, darling.
We go see later.
Yes, ma'am. We go link up.
Right.
We go link up.
Talent abounds in these ministries. At this time, we're going to call on Ministry of Finance, Personnel Department, and the host, Public Service, Ministry of Public Service, Consumer Affairs, and Sports. Please welcome the Ministry of Public Service, Consumer Affairs, and Sports.
I'm the model.
As a consumer, you must know your rights. Hey. Well, I'm talking to you when you're buying something new. The Consumer Protection Act is right there for you if you shopping round or browsing through. So much that we can do. Suppliers and consumers, we are here to serve you. must know your rights.
Hey, stop
As
playing
a
a song.
consumer, you must
Stop
know
playing a
your
song because the business and them in Vincent, I do anything them want.
Girl, how you walking up and down in the place so? What going on? Everything okay?
Girl, me so vex. Me just a come up the road like a hot girl. When me look, me shoes when me buy yesterday, whole mouth come off. Go back to the store, the man a tell me about he can't do nothing about it. And me done late for work. Look, my supervisor called me again and can't tell me about report. Me feel like me had to work for 4 people. Wow. When me go home at evening time, me never can get time for cook me like a dumpling, for me like me dinner, and even see about my son.
Wow, you really have a lot going on. But I have some very good news for you. My ministry, Ministry of Public Service, Consumer Affairs and Sports, will be able to help you handle all that you are experiencing.
For real? How?
Yes, girl, for real. The song you just heard there is from Consumer Affairs, and everything you heard in that song is true. As a consumer, it is your right to get a refund or a new item if anything you purchase is damaged. Visit the office and let an officer accompany you back to the store.
Miss, you sure about that?
Yes, our Consumer Affairs officer will provide you the support you need. But wait, you ever receive a job description when you took up the position?
So long me ask you 10 years now me work there, they never give me nothing, so me I do whatever they give me for do.
Public Sector Reform Unit is another department in my ministry, and it provides job description for various ministries. I insist you to go and get a job description and see what your role is.
As soon as we get in the office, I'll make sure to talk to my supervisor. I love what I hear in here.
Yes, and there is still more good news. At the Employee Assistance Program, we have capable counselors ready and able to listen to your concerns and address you in anything that you need. And here now, these services are not only for you. They are for any person of your immediate family.
It's the first time me hearing that me could well do with some counseling. And me go carry my son too, because he been acting up lately since me left the pupa.
Don't worry, we got you covered as well. But wait, you see the exercising part? The sports department has an exercising class going on 2 days a week upstairs the market. You see how I looking slim and trim and fit? Yes, right there I usually go.
Girl, me glad me run into you. Me feel so much better. Because, by the way, I have anything for deal with. I love hangers with me hire.
Yes,
because
you know, go to the exercising class upstairs market 2 days a week.
Carnival come up and me want to look like a Coca-Cola bottle because when you hear me go on road, me want to look good in my bats.
Yes, just go to the exercise and you will look slim and trim.
Yes, girl, you're looking real good. Thanks a lot for all the information. I will most definitely visit the ministry. My supervisor calling again, so later I'll go talk.
All right, bye. Take care.
Me hope there is a shoes that carry me to work and because me too hot for the pan road with them kind of thing. Me hot girl.
According to the minister, hot girl with cheap shoes. I remember telling you that on Friday, we are going to have a public service speaking competition. I remember saying to you that it begins at 1 o'clock at the NIS conference room. I want you to meet the competitors. I want you to see them. They are going to come and they are going to introduce themselves. So at this time, we are going to call on the competitors, the public service speaking competitors, and they're going to tell you about themselves. We only have 3. The others would come. You're going to hear them on the day. So at this time, please welcome on stage competitor number 1.
It's okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shafiq Sam, and I'm representing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And I look forward to competing on Friday and entertaining everyone. I'm providing some needed information regarding the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Relika Providence, and I am representing the Ministry of Legal Affairs. And I look forward for everyone's support on Friday. I thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chedi Ash, and I'm representing the Ministry of Transport, Works, Lands, and Physical Planning. And I'm inviting everyone to come out and support us this Friday, especially the males. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vinisha Benjamin, and I am representing the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning, and Technology. Please join us on Friday as we seek to retain our trophy. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steffi Mullerin, and I will be representing the Ministry of Urban Development. Please come to see us Friday as you see us vying for this title of the winner for 2024 Public Speaking. Thank you.
Thank you. So you see the confidence I was telling you about. Okay. At this time, we're going to call on the Director of the Public Sector Reform Unit, Mrs. Emma Jackson, to do the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's been a long day, so this is going to be nice and short. It is my pleasure, my esteemed pleasure, to deliver the vote of thanks on this remarkable occasion of the Public Service Day Rally, part of the Public Service Week of activities celebrating the United Nations Day here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. First of all, I would like to extend greetings and gratitude to Ms. Okolo Patrick for starting this event with a solemn and uplifting note with opening prayers, invoking blessings on our occasion. A special thank you goes out to Mr. Nigel Joseph for leading us in the national anthem, stirring within us pride amongst ourselves with his wonderful voice. We are deeply appreciative to our minister, Stevenson, for his warm and welcoming remarks, setting the stage for today. Our sincere thanks to the talented ministries and departments for letting us know who they are. We thank you. To the representatives from the various ministries, we thank you. We appreciate Mrs. Chrislyn Goldborn Harry, for introduction of the VISWIF, one of the components of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, showcasing the innovative strides we are making in enhancing the public service efficiency. Our gratitude also goes out to the public speaking competitors, and we wish them all the best come Friday. We are grateful to Lieutenant Ellis for his powerful prayer. We are proudly grateful also to the Honorable Dr. Ralph E. Gonzalez for inspiring remarks. Your words have undoubtedly motivated us and reaffirmed the crucial role of public service in our nation's development. A big thank you to Mr. Darren Andrews for the musical entertainment that added a joyous and festive spirit to our gathering. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Band, thank you for accompanying the public servants, on the march and playing so wonderfully. You made the walk easier and enjoyable. To the energetic dancers, thanks for your energy and allowing us to keep up with you. The media, API, NBC Radio, VC3, thank you for streaming and bringing this event live. Special thank you to the Digital Transformation Project for sponsoring this element of the week of activities. We all look unified and harmonized because of you. To the staff of Public Sector Reform Unit, including the chairperson, Mr. Elvis Charles, you all worked and you delivered. It is a job well done. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you, public servants, for your presence, your participation, your support in what makes this event possible and meaningful. But more so, thank you for your dedication and service to the contribution of our nation. Thank you.
And with that, we have come to the end of our activity. So feel free to socialize and enjoy the expo that would go right up until 3. Various ministries would showcase their wares. So I invite you to invite a friend also and visit the different tents. Thank you very much.